previously in the cars. It's been a titanic battle between Peder Hansel and Gordon, but the Mini-Men felt something was up with the speedy Hummer. Coming on a Dakar and fighting with others by cheating isn't nice. Unlikely challenger Roma is 19 minutes back, but is equally surprised by the American. I can't tell you what I think about Gordon on TV.
If they don't like it, they put a bolt in it, and we'll still win specials. There's no advantage.
Aggressive words in the fight for the 2012 title. Under appeal, Gordon keeps running. So the question is, who will be on the podium in Lima? Bienvenido en Peru. Hundreds of fans came to welcome the heroes of the Dakar as the rally enters its 27th country.
On voit qu'il y a beaucoup de monde. Je sais pas si ça va être comme ça tout au long de la spéciale.
I don't know if it'll be that way all the way along the special, but it's very crowded on the first few kilometers. It's fun, a great atmosphere. But in this festive atmosphere, it was time to focus on the racing.
Là, on part tous sur le même pied d'égalité.
We're all at the same level. No one knows the tracks of Peru. I believe no drivers have ever competed here, so it's going to be interesting. Far from all the others, and despite being asked by the race marshals to leave the rally, Robbie Gordon was at the start of this morning's special, having indeed appealed. And the American was convinced he could still win the event, now third overall, 17 minutes adrift. Yesterday, Christoph Holovitz lost all hope of shining on the Dakar. Steering problems and then a hold radiator saw him finish the special 5 hours down. He took off 21st spot this morning in the dust. And eventually ended the rally top 10 in this special. Taking off in 5th after a great performance on the last Chilean stage, Bernard ten Brinker had another fine day on his way to Arequipa. The best Dutchman and Mitsubishi driver of the rally is now well established in the top 10 overall. Never outside the top 10 in any single special stage since day 4, Carlos Souza struggled with navigation, but he was then stuck in the sand and lost well over an hour with this mistake. It was another good performance from Giniel de Villiers, safe and solid like the South African has been for years. He's 4th overall. Meanwhile, Ricardo Leo dos Santos, used as a fast assistance driver in the Mini team, enjoyed a great day, managing his best performance of the rally. Now, Peder Hansel's closest rival, Nani Roma, took off 3 minutes in front of the Frenchman, leading the cars. In other words, it would be a difficult mission for the Catalan. Despite a solid drive, he indeed went on to lose time on Peder Hansel. He lost close to 4 minutes. So it was to be a good day then for the Frenchman. No worries in the Mini, no navigational problems. Typical Peter, who adapted perfectly to Peru. He increased his overall lead, but would he conquer his 58th stage victory? It was a great special, but not that enjoyable to drive through because it was a lot of fesh with no visibility, even with no one ahead. The wind lifts the fesh dust. It's full of traps with rocks and hidden all in the fesh, so a tricky day. And so it was to flat out for Robbie Gordon, an angry man on a mission. The Californian left 4th behind his main rivals, and looking rather good until the 166 kilometre mark, where the American was forced to stop for the first time. In the neutralisation zone, Gordon stopped again, and it took him 1.5 hours to repair.
We lost a CV.
We lost CV boot, and then the CV got destroyed in the silt.
Basically, no drive. Gordon and his Hummer are no longer on the podium. Coming next in the trucks, Gerard Deroy soldiers on towards Lima. Can he hold on to that mammoth lead he has? A bigger mudguard. Less aerodynamic, but more efficient in case of rain. Harder tyres for 2 days of competition. The top riders have been preparing for the marathon stage. It means a solitary bivouac, no assistance, and riders will not be allowed to change tyres, so the officials will be marking them. Any servicing will have to be done by the riders themselves. We're told they'll be giving a nice, sexy frock to keep them warm at night. Yesterday in the Chilean dunes, it was a spectacular Dakar. Thankfully, Lino Sinister and his son Juan Pablo were fine. With quite a few helping hands, they put the buggy back on 4 wheels and finished the stage. He's one of the legends of the rally. At 57 years old, Franco Pico, who started his first Dakar in 1985, is in now his 19th. The Italian finished 3 times on the podium of the bike race and won the T2 car race in 2000. He's 49th right now.
Oh,
it's completely different because there's been lots of evolutions. But it still remains the toughest race in the world. The Dakar is discovering its 27th new country, and tomorrow is said to be the hardest stage of the rally. Arequipa to Nazca was discovered in October by the Recce team. The race conditions will be very hard on terrains absolutely perfect for this kind of competition. In this stage, a portion of 20 kilometers of dunes could change the face of the rally. They are unlike dunes ever seen. They've raised the bar. We lost the rhythm in these dunes. They're only small, but when you get on and you want to smile, they're not very high, but that's the problem, the most difficult type of dunes. They're very, very soft, and because they're not high, it's very hard to take a decision. You've got to decide really quickly. We think we're cleverer than the other guys, and even we got stuck. In the vocabulary of Rally Raid, this section is called an erg, a Tuareg word meaning an area of moving soft dunes, unpredictable in nature, just when you're settling to the finish in Lima. With 2 days from the end, it will make the race much more spicy. It will remind those who know and educate those who never discovered the other dunes of Mauritania. The other high point of the rally will be this endless free ride portion on the beach. The fastest competitors will be those running close to the water, a dangerous game. It's not easy at all because our game is to find the soft sand. To find the hard sand, we have to get close to the ocean. We have to navigate between the waves and the soft sand, and that's a very hard game. The Recce team took 15 hours to make the 200-kilometre stage. A little teaser then for this mouth-watering adventure tomorrow. To the truck special, and a difficult one to cope with for the big machines. After the first half of the special, at the neutralisation zone, it wasn't looking good for Arthur Advictus. He had lost close to 15 minutes on his quest for 3rd overall. Coming out is Andrei Karganov, also struggling, failing to stay on the pace of the Deroy trucks. He lost 6 minutes. Not good news at all for his 5th position overall. Meanwhile, race leader Gerard Deroy had a fairly good day. He's fully focused on the overall leadership, not really concerned with winning specials. And they're having fun in the cockpit of that turquoise machine. Also in an Iveco was Mickey Biazion. He was second at the halfway mark as he closes in on that top 10 overall, having lost 6 hours in the Copiapo dunes earlier on in the rally. And the fastest man in the neutralisation zone, so only halfway through the special, was Hans Stacey. The 2007 Dakar winner remains a solid overall runner-up to Deroy and playing a very good rear gunner. On the eve of the 2004 Dakar, torrential rain hit Morocco. So strong that locals admitted they'd never seen such rain in 30 years. And when competitors arrived at kilometre 114 of the 6th special between Ouarzazate and Tantan, the waves were full with water. The tricky crossing for the bikers wasn't a lot easier for the cars. Some famous drivers would have a spot of bother, starting with Jutta Kleinschmidt, driving that year for Volkswagen. It would be an embarrassing first appearance for the German rally brand. Further back, the Nissan of Ari Vatanen had the same type of problems. 2 days before, the Finnish driver had captured his 50th stage win, but on that day, he would lose close to 3 hours being stuck in the river. And while 2 champions were struggling, flooded out, an anonymous biker also noted the unreal situation.
There's water in the engine, drowned in the middle of the desert. How ridiculous.
And so, in 2004, 2 great champions were caught out like rickies by water at the very beginning of the rally. So, as we heard earlier, heading to Nazca may well be a turning point as we near the end of the rally. Deprez starts first, Comer will be third, but who will lead by the end? And another Spaniard, Roma, can he cause an upset in the cars? All the excitement and more when the Dakar adventure continues.